Hi everybody, this is going to be a wee video about the new James Charles palette. Now it's going about the internet, it's very popular and it's hard to get from the suppliers. So obviously there are a lot of fakes going about and I for one have fallen for the fake product. So my daughter wanted it for Christmas and I saw it advertised on Facebook and I should know better than to go into Facebook ads and buy stuff, but I did, and I bought it and it was in a deal with the Huda new nude beauty palette as well and another palette, and after I had ordered it I was pretty convinced that it was fake and I wanted to cancel it. So I emailed them because they said on the website that you could email them if you changed your mind before it was dispatched, and they just completely ignored it. So I was convinced, number one, that I was going to get a fake palette, and or maybe number two, I was not going to get any palette at all. So then I went on to another website which was reputable as far as I knew, and I bought the James Charles palette and it arrived and it is definitely real. And then yesterday the fake one arrived. So in the meantime the fake company had told me that they didn't have the third palette that I'd wanted in the deal, and so they refunded me the money for that one palette, which I thought was a bit strange given that they're a fake seller. Well, they're not, the seller's not fake, but they're selling fake goods, and I thought that was a bit weird that they gave me a refund. But anyway, I didn't pay as much in the end as I had thought I was going to. So I got the fake James Charles Morphe palette and I got the fake Huda new nude palette. So I'm just going to do a wee comparison with the real James Charles. This is the real one. And it is definitely real. I've checked. I'm pretty like 99% certain that it is real. So this comes in a box with James Charles's face on it. And it says James Charles on the palette. And it says the James Charles palette down here. Artistry palette, and then in French. And then the fake one is a slightly smaller box. It looks pretty much the same, but it doesn't have the writing down here. And it's a little bit smaller. So you can see in the box size, the real one is just slightly bigger. And the real one also has a paler picture of James himself. So the real one is pale and the fake one looks like it's overexposed. So we'll just go to the back of the palette, and this is the real one, and it's got a lot of writing on it and different bits and pieces. And the fake one also has a lot of writing on it, but some of it is not correct. So we've got the same paragraph here from James, and then down here we've got Morphe x James Charles, and that the Charles has a capital H in Charles, which it shouldn't have, and then the Morphe brushes has a space between the H and the ES, which it shouldn't have, and then it has this whole list of what the shadows are called, and that is incorrect. They're not even called that. So on the real one we have, there's no capital H in Charles and there's no space between the E, the H and the E in brushes. And then this has the ingredients listed down here. So these, the name of these shadows on the fake one actually come from the Jeffree Star palette, or one of Jeffree Star's palettes. I'm not sure because I don't have it and I don't have any Jeffree Star things, so I can't comment on that. So inside the real one comes a big palette. It came bubble wrapped, but it has been used because my daughter wanted it for Christmas, so she was straight in there using it. So inside this you get the palette, and it's got the laminate thing, cover thing, and this has all the names on it of each shade. So this sits over the shades and then you can know which one you've got. So on the fake one, again it looks the same. It smells funny. smells fake. That fake makeup has a kind of smell of its own. And then inside, this one hasn't been used, but it looks a bit more like it has been used, and the laminate thingamajiggy doesn't have any writing on it whatsoever. So looking at the two palettes inside, they both look pretty much the same. But I'm going to do some swatches of just some of the colours just to show. So up here it says unleash your inner artist, and then on the back, this is the fake one, it says all the same, the paragraph from James, and then it's got the names. It's the same as the back of the box, the fake box. And then on this one, again, this is the real one that has unleash your inner artist as well, and then on the back it's just got a little bit of writing. So here we go. I'm just going to swatch some of the shadows that I think are really nice in the real palette and then compare them with the ones in the fake palette. So the first one that I have fallen in love with is this one here. The third one from the right when you're looking at it. So I'm going to swatch it on my arm. It's just beautiful. It's shimmery and goldy and lovely. And now I'm going to look at the name of it so that you'll know what it's called. It should be called Halloween. So then I'm going to get the same one in the fake palette, which would be this one here, and swatch it with a clean finger. It looks nice, but you can see that it's much more yellow than gold, so it's quite disappointing. And it's a lot powderier. It's a lot more powdery. So that's the two colours that are supposed to be the same, and they're actually quite different. So the one beside that is very gold, and it's beautiful as well, this one here. And this one is called Wig, and that's another one that I think is beautiful, so I'm just going to do that one. And you can see it on my finger, it's gold, it's lovely. And then I'm going to do the same one on this, and it's more of a yellowy gold on this one. Here it is here, and I'll just do that with my baby finger. So yes, it does look a lot more yellow. And then I'll swatch, this is the real one, and this is the fake one. So yeah, the real one is obviously much better, and it's going to be better and better quality, but it's completely different. So I'm just going to wipe that off my hand, my arm and my hand. And I'll just do a couple more swatches, because there's no point in me swatching everything, because we'd be here all day, and this video was already 8.5 minutes long, so I'll just swatch a few of the matte ones. Actually, I'll do the transition ones. So my daughter has informed me that the middle row, these ones here, are all like transition shades. So I haven't really watched James Charles. I've started watching him now since I've seen this palette, so I can't really comment. I'm not a big fan, but I haven't watched enough of him to be a big fan. So I'm going to do this middle one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, this orangey middle one. And this is the real palette. And this one will be called 1, 2, 3, 4. Code James. So look at that, that's beautiful. I'm just going to swatch it on here. And then I'm going to do the middle one of the fake one. And again, this is more powdery and not as good quality. And now the sun is shining in and spoiling my video. So that's what that looks like. So it's completely different. It looks the same on first glance, but it's completely different. And obviously you're not going to know what quality this is, what it's made of. At least James's palette has come from a reputable source, which is Morphe, and we all know that they make good good quality eyeshadows, and their formula is really, really nice, and they're a popular brand, so definitely get the real one if you can. Stay away from the fake one, but it is so easy to be tricked into buying a fake one just because you really, really want it and you think it's a good deal. It's not. Obviously, if you're in a market or you see somebody selling them like in a market stall, you know they're going to be fake, so you can stay away from them. But if you're ordering online in good faith and you think it's real, then you get a fake one. It's quite disappointing, because I was disappointed in this. And especially because I got that for my daughter, but then I wanted to try the Huda nude palette myself, and so I'm pretty sure this is a fake. It doesn't really look like anything else I've seen online, although it does look like the Huda palette, but not enough. So that is my fake Huda palette, and I actually have it on my eyes today if I can get out of the sunshine. So it's actually quite nice. I really, really like it, but I'm still very wary of it being fake. So if you do buy a fake palette, all I can say is you should probably throw it in the bin. You're not going to get your money back. I highly doubt you'll get your money back. And you mightn't want to take the risk of putting it on your eyes because you don't know where it's come from. But I have put this Huda palette on my eyes today and they seem fine. I have put a good base between my eyelid and the eyeshadow. So I've put MAC Paint Pot in Painterly underneath. And I've just made sure that it's not going to touch my actual skin directly. So just have to keep an eye on it, and hopefully nothing will go wrong with my eyes. It's been on for about an hour now, so I don't think it's going to go mad now. But anyway, it might. So if it does, just wash it off as quickly as possible and don't use it again. If you can, of course, do this sort of thing. Do a patch test on your arm and leave it on for 24 hours and see if you have any reaction to it before you put it on your eyes. That would probably be the most sensible thing to do. So that is it, everyone. That is my fake versus real James Charles palette, plus a little bit of advice on what to do if you're duped into buying fake makeup. The other thing I would say is, if you can't afford the real thing and you don't want to buy a fake, which you probably won't, wait until somebody like Makeup Revolution or W7 comes out with a dupe of it, because at least it's from a reputable source and it's a copy of it, it's not a fake. So that's my advice. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe, and I'll see you all again in my next video. Bye!